Mishmas, day 4. We've got roasted hazelnut today. It smells really, really good. And I have had this one quite a bit. Nespresso actually has this set, I think it's on their site, but I order it through Amazon, because they have like overnight shipping or whatever, and usually I'm not put together enough to like place an order ahead of time. But anyway, they have a set where it's like the hazelnut, the chocolate, and I think this, is it the sweet vanilla? Hazelnut, chocolate, there's a third flavor. Oh, caramel. I think it's sweet caramel. Anyway, I get that often and I just like mix it all up and I just kind of pick one in the mornings. Anyway, I'm very familiar with this one. It smells great. But let's see what the Nespresso site has to say about it. So it has low bitterness, low acidity, roastiness is 2 out of 5, and body is 3 out of 5. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's like a nice coffee. It's a nice coffee. It's definitely not like an espresso type of situation. Hazelnut complemented by notes of biscuits and caramel. It is quite nice. It's a nice way to start the day. So how is everyone on this fine Thursday? Oh, I just got a reminder. Oh, one of my friends in New York, it's her birthday. I gotta text her a birthday message. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing with your holiday shopping? What's going on? Are we stressed out? Is the holidays stressful for you, or is it just like literally the best time of the year for you? I feel like there's such a range of how people feel about the holidays. I mean, I have friends that go like all out. You know, they have several Christmas trees. They're so excited. The gift buying, the baking, it's going on all month. I mean, even beforehand. And then I have some friends who couldn't care less. They like basically don't do anything. They maybe get together with their family like on the day, and that's it. I'm kind of in between, I have to say. Before YouTube, I definitely lean more towards like, I just kind of got together with my family, you know, that day or Christmas Eve, whatever it was. When I lived in New York, I would get together with my in-laws. We would go out for dinner on the 24th, and then on the 25th, we would go to my mother-in-law's place. And that was always a lot of fun, because it was like, you know, kind of like we would all spend like that hangover time basically together as well. So, so that was fun. But here, now that I've moved to Vegas, my mom is here. We'll just get together. We'll just pick a day. If it's like the 24th or the 25th, like we'll just figure out what day it is and we'll just sort of get together and eat. Generally, you know, you get to that age where like you just don't really do, or at least for us, like we just don't really do presents anymore. But yeah, let me know what some of your holiday traditions are. I would love to hear what they are, because yeah, now that I do Mishmas, you know, this has become a tradition now, and I don't want to say it's forced me, because, you know, I can do whatever I want. It's my channel. But it's like I wanted to make it festive for you guys. I wanted to give you a reason to tune in or whatever, and to get everyone into the holiday spirit or whatever. So, you know, the tree and like the decorations. I'm sure I would have gotten a tree with or without YouTube, but I probably wouldn't have, you know, decorated quite as much. Not that I've decorated a lot, but decorated at all. It probably would have just been like the tree and that's it. Very thankful for YouTube. It really forces me out of my comfort zone sometimes. I'm gonna continue enjoying my roasted hazelnut coffee. Let's get to opening up today's Advent calendars, and yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, day 4 is up here, so you guys can't see the top of it. I'll pull out the whole box so you can see the front there. And we've got a votive. We've got roses. Oh my God, I have roses all over my house. So beautiful. All right, day 4. Day 4, here we go. This is like the easiest Advent calendar to read. I feel like a lot of the Advent calendars, they design to look confusing. Like you really have to look for it, which is kind of part of the fun. But with my old aging eyes, I really appreciate this. Oh, what's this? A sleep mask. Ooh. I use them when I meditate. I use them when I travel. I use them at home. My husband likes to watch TV. I fall asleep much earlier than he does, and so he'll watch the TV on mute, so I appreciate that. But, you know, you can still see the light coming through. It's like always like flashing, so sometimes I wear a sleep mask if I'm not
Yeah, if I can't like block it out. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, 100% baby alpaca. Oh, wow. It's not very fuzzy. Alpaca is usually very hairy. And then this is, this is polyester and spandex. I thought it was silk. Wow, I love that. So beautiful. Okay, day 4. Let's see if it's up here. Oh, nope, they broke their streak. Where is, actually, let me spin this around. That's more fun. Day 4, here is day 4. Ooh, all wrapped up. What is this? This is one I've never tried. So this is a mini Willa. Ooh, it's a blush. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. I like how cool toned that is. And it looks like it has a little bit of shimmer in there. Cheeks, check. Oh, nice. I can't wait to try that. So today I thought I would talk about my most treasured luxury items, and this is quite different than like my most worn or my best or worst purchases from this past year. These are things like over my lifetime, luxury items that I have just come to really treasure. There's a lot of sentimental value there. I'm not a very sentimental person, yet there's a lot of sentimental value there. And as you can imagine, there aren't a lot of things in my collection that I would consider for this video. But there are a few, and I wanted to share them with you. And I do feel like at least one bag that I'll be showing you, you probably, if you've watched me before, you probably have heard me talk about this bag. But I've got 2 bags. I have a coat and some other items. So can you guys guess this first item? This is the very first luxury bag I ever purchased myself. This is a Prada nylon tote with the chain shoulder straps. They did a whole re-edition of this, and I purchased this in 1995 from Saks Fifth Avenue. And God, this nylon, I can't believe this nylon is still actually pretty nice, but the gold, can you see? The gold is definitely wearing away. The leather is definitely looking a little bit sad, but yeah, the plaque is still there. Anyway, I think the piece of hardware that's worn away the most is the zipper. Can you see it's even oxidized? And it doesn't zip up very easily. It's a little rough. Well, for one, it was my very first purchase from Prada. So that right there, a lot of nostalgia. I also purchased this handbag with my first paycheck, my first grown-up paycheck, the first paycheck that I made after I graduated from college. I was working at Saks. Of course, the paycheck was not enough for my bills and the bag on top. My parents had given me some money to buy a mattress because I was sleeping on the floor at that time. The humble beginnings. I was sleeping on the floor at that time. So picture this. It is 1995. I have just graduated from NYU. I get my first job at Saks Fifth Avenue. I am in their management training program. It was like a 12-week program, I think. Anyway, they had one. Lord & Taylor had one. And yeah, it was like some kids went to Lord & Taylor, some kids went to Saks. I think Lord & Taylor paid more, but like everyone liked Saks more. It was like kind of cooler. Anyway, I ended up at Saks. I'm in the management training program, and I have 2 suits. That is it. That's all I had money saved to purchase for my first job. So I kind of rotated those 2 suits. I would mix and match the bottoms. I'd wear the suits together. So that was 4 outfits. And then the 5th day, it was like, I don't know, I would just like wear one of the suits again or wear something like a little bit more casual. Whatever. So humble beginnings. I have my very first apartment. I lived in a 1-bedroom with someone else. So I was in the living room. We put like this temporary wall up, and I had no furniture. My night table was a cardboard box, and I slept on the floor. And a friend of mine actually lent me her sleeping bag, which was quite cushy. It was very comfortable. I was fine. I had enough money for the apartment. I had enough money for food or whatever. But I really, really wanted a grown-up work bag. And so my parents had given me this money for a mattress, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. I got my very first paycheck. It was like, 2 weeks or 4 weeks after I just started. And I took the money that my parents gave me and some of my paycheck, and I had a little bit of a like an employee discount at Saks, and I went and I got this. And I think I carried it around every single day, probably for like 2 years. It just became like part of my identity. I loved, loved, loved this bag. I got so many compliments on this bag. And I mean, I guess you could say it was like my first foray, not only into like luxury goods, but Prada itself. And you guys know my love of Prada goes really, it goes really deep. And this was 30 years ago, this bag that I purchased. And so my love of Prada has just grown and grown since then. And while I don't use this bag very much these days, because it's a tote and I generally don't need a bag that's this big or this shape, I love this bag. This is one of those bags I feel like if I were to ever become homeless, I would still have this bag. This would be in my shopping cart as I push it around. So this is, I think by far, I have another handbag to mention, but this is by far, my most treasured handbag, my most treasured luxury handbag in my collection. And speaking of Prada, this is, I would say, my most treasured piece of clothing in my collection. This is from their Runway 2004 collection. So a mere 9 years after I purchased that bag, I felt like, and I think in between, what did I purchase from Prada? I may have purchased a pair of shoes. I definitely had a Prada wallet. I don't even know where that is anymore. I had a couple of Prada wallets. I had a shorter one, I had a longer one, and I definitely had shoes. I definitely purchased a lot of like Prada loafers and stuff. The split sole loafer, that came out for the first time around then, like in the late 90s, and I had a pair. Anyway, but this was my first piece of clothing, 2004. And it's 100% silk. It looks like a raincoat, but it is hand painted. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just a really beautiful, beautiful, neutral but eye-catching coat. It just has like all the right things. It's a great silhouette. You know, it's long-ish. It's not too long. It's perfect for New York. Goes with everything. But this painting, I mean, every single time I walked into the Prada store for years, I mean, even to this day, if I have this coat on, all the sales associates there, they're like, ooh, that was a good season. That was a good season. So I can't believe this coat is 21 years old. 21 years old. God, how old am I? Oh my God, so amazing. So amazing. Yeah, and I just love like the simple design of it. It has like raincoat details. You know, here and on the sleeves, it's got these raincoat details, but it is silk, you know? It does have that look that maybe it is like a cotton trench, but it's not. And I love that they kept the silhouette simple because your eye is just drawn to like all of this hand painting. Ugh. It's so beautiful. I love this coat so, so much. So this is definitely another very, very much treasured luxury item in my collection. You know, and I was going through my closet the other day and I was like, should I sell some stuff? And I actually pulled that coat out. I was like, I don't really wear it that much anymore. I mean, I still would put it on, but I really don't like reach for it. It's not like an everyday coat by any means. And I just think that will never, ever, ever leave my collection. Okay, this bag I purchased, I can't remember exactly what year, but it was definitely in the late 90s. I want to say maybe 98 or 99. And I was actually working at a job where I met Laura. You guys know Laura. She'll be here soon. And we got bonuses. And that firm that I worked at, they did very, very well. And so I can't even remember the number, but I remember thinking the bonus was like great. It was great. I mean, nowadays it would still be welcome, but I don't think I'd be quite as blown away by it these days. But I remember thinking it was so much money. And so I remember I got my bonus. I like deposited into my account and I ran over to the Fendi. And at this time, there was a Fendi boutique on Madison in the 50s somewhere. It's not there anymore. There's probably one around there, but it's not the same one. It was on the corner. And I walked in. It was a very dark boutique. It was definitely like a hangover from the 80s. And I wanted a baguette bag so badly because Sex and the City had just glamorized them. Carrie Bradshaw, we know, right? She had like a different, it was either like a Fendi baguette. She always had one of those, at least in the beginning seasons, and then she kind of moved on to Kisselstein Court, I remember. Anyway, I wanted a Fendi baguette bag so badly. So I ended up getting this Mama one, and it's crocheted. It has these baubles in there. It's pretty grubby, but I just loved it so much. And this, talk about foreshadowing. I was not knitting, had no interest in knitting or crocheting or yarn or anything at that point, but I always loved sweaters and always loved knitwear, and I just loved this so much. It was like my comfort bag. You know how now I have Louis Hamsterton, my hamster bag from Loewe, and that's kind of like my emotional support bag. This was like my emotional support bag back then. I love this bag. I'm pretty sure this is acrylic. I don't even think this is wool, which is actually probably better because otherwise it'd be pilling like crazy. And you can see I'd wear it on my shoulder against my black coat. There's a little pilling here, but not much considering how old this bag is. It's like, what, 25 years old at this point, 26 years old? So this is another bag that I absolutely treasure. I don't think I would ever get rid of this bag. And I remember pulling this out and using it here in Vegas a couple of times just because it's such a good handbag, you know? It's a good size. The straps, it's like the perfect length. It's just a really, really good handbag in that regard. But because it's so knitwear forward, it's just not that appropriate for Las Vegas, you know? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a wintry kind of place. Like, this is great. It's like a great, like, après-ski kind of vibe. That's not the vibe here in Vegas. So anyway, I have plenty of other Fendi bags now that are very Vegas appropriate. This is not one of them, but I love it. And look how nicely, like, the strap has held up. And like the buckle here. I even remember distinctly peeling off the protective seal off of the double Fs here. I remember that moment. Oh my gosh. And I think I got this bag and it was the summertime. I remember getting this bag and thinking, I don't care. I'm trying to think when we got our bonuses because it wasn't like the calendar year. Anyway, I remember getting this like late summer because the fall season was in store. So yeah, I remember like carrying it around and it was still like hot as hell. Hot as hell in New York, and I did not care. So this bag, oh, I treasure this bag. It really has so many memories. So many memories. Such a good time in New York. And all of my other like most treasured items in my luxury collection are all jewelry. I don't think that's a surprise. I think most of us out there, our most treasured, right? Our most treasured items are jewelry. And the first one I want to show you is a ring that was handed down to me from my mom. It was her mother's. And isn't it beautiful? It has, it's a ring and it has round and square cut diamonds. And I actually mentioned this on my podcast. I think we were talking about, it was our Friendsgiving edition, and we were asking each other questions from those table topics cards. And I think it was something like, what's the most treasured possession you have? Or like, what's the most treasured thing that's been handed down to you? Something like that. And I mentioned this, and my co-host Sarah, she mentioned like an opal necklace that she had turned into a pendant. Anyway, this has round and square cut diamonds, and it alternates, and it's just cool. I mean, it glistens. It's so beautiful. I actually had to get it resized because it was right in between my middle finger and my ring finger, so I got it sized for my ring finger. And it's so precious, but the metal is platinum, and I don't wear that much like white silver toned jewelry, so I don't wear this often, but whenever I do have more silver toned stuff on, I will put this on. But isn't the setting really cool too? Anyway, I love this ring. And of course, all of my Lucifer Veronestis jewelry, but my engagement / wedding ring, I would of course have to say that this is my most treasured. I mean, I treasure all of them. I love, as you guys know, I love Luna's work so much. And this is a moonstone, and it's 18 karat rose gold. And she uses a very special rose gold so that it's not too pink. It's just a little bit warmer than yellow gold. So this is her rose gold, this is her yellow gold. So it's just a slight difference. So you can definitely mix and match and it doesn't look too opposing. I love that they're one of a kind. It just makes, you know, a unique and special piece feel even more special. She actually sculpts everything in wax. That's how she creates the cast. And then when the gold is created, the wax melts away, which is why it's one of a kind. So there will never ever be another piece like yours. Now she has a lot of rings like this that look very, very similar, but they're not exactly the same. And so, yeah, I love that about her work. I love talking to her about it and talking about all the different stones and the gems that she uses. And my birthstone, I was born in September, my birthstone is sapphire, but I've never really connected with like the sapphire that we know, the beautiful blue gem. It's just, I don't know, I'm not that attracted to a blue sapphire, but Luna introduced me to brown sapphires, and so I got this ring. I have those earrings, I have different ones on now, but I have the sapphire earrings. But I love, love, love brown sapphire now, and knowing that sapphires are my birthstone, they just make it just a little bit more special. And speaking of Luna, she just recently redid her website, so definitely have a look there. And to celebrate her website and also to celebrate this holiday season, she is offering 10% off of all of her ready to ship items. So 10% off, and it's great for the holidays because all of her pieces are handmade, one of a kind. If you were to order something, not that I'm discouraging you from ordering, but if you were to order something, it would take probably like, 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks if she's really busy, which this season tends to be busy for her, maybe 6 weeks. But she has a lot of ready to ship items on her website, and those are all 10% off, and she'll get them to you in time for the holidays. So definitely check out her new website. The code is Michele10 for 10% off, and that will run until like the end of the month. We were thinking about cutting off the code on Christmas, but I was like, you know what? A lot of people will get like a card on Christmas that says, pick out a gift, I'll get it for you kind of a thing. So I was like, let's leave it open until the end of the year. So yeah, 10% off all ready to ship. And I actually had a really lovely, lovely conversation with Luna earlier this week about, her process and all of the work and everything that goes into her art, I call these like her little sculptures. And she had some new pieces to show me. You guys, she has this gigantic, I think it's up on her site, it is a gigantic citrine pendant that will literally just stop you in your tracks. Oh, and she's also started to do some videos on Instagram. So she has some reels up. They're closed captioned because Luna's Italian, she's based in Milan, and she just talks a lot about her process. She even has a reel about the genesis of her name, of her brand name, Lucifer Veronestis. I think people misunderstand that quite a bit. And, just about her viewpoint as an artist, how she works, her creations, how she creates, and where her inspiration comes from. Her story is so beautiful. Her work is so beautiful. Jewelry to me is so intimate. I don't, and I've said this before on my channel, I don't really like buying mass-produced jewelry, even if it is handmade, or even if it's like hand finished, let's say. I don't especially want to spend a lot of money on a piece of jewelry that someone else has. I just love the idea that Luna's pieces are one of a kind and that I'm the only one that has it, because jewelry to me is so intimate. And I had a conversation with Luna when I was in Milan back in October, where we talked about what does jewelry mean to us. And I tend to wear a lot of jewelry, earrings, bracelets, necklaces. I usually have all my fingers covered, and for me it's not really about the showiness of it, although you could definitely misinterpret it for that. For me it's like armor. I can be a very introverted person, and it gives me the strength, but it also comforts me all at the same time. And I like wearing a lot of rings because I can be a very fidgety person. It grounds me. It grounds my fingers physically, but it grounds me mentally because I can feel my fingers. I don't need to move them to feel them, You know what I mean? So I don't know if any of you are fidgeters out there, you probably understand what I'm saying. But anyway, let's get into the conversation that I just had with Luna earlier this week. Luna, I wanted to ask you about the videos that you've been making on TikTok and Instagram. How did that come about?
Hi, Michelle. Oh, yes. Finally, I have decided to communicate some contents, something about me, let people understand better my work. People need to understand how I work, my inspirations, my place in which I work. I love also to make some video technical. So more information about something specific about gold, about stones, very information that I think that the people need to have to better understand what they are buying, what they are, the potential that they can search, they can find in a jewelry store or whatever they decide to go. So it's important that people have in mind something very important to check when they buy some pieces in gold or silver, so with the precious material inside. So I think this is a very interesting topic to understand and to be more conscious buyer of jewelry.
Yes. Yeah. And I
So
think it's all about knowledge and, like you said, like a true understanding of all of the materials. And I think what's so interesting, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself, but I've also heard a lot of my viewers talk about just your process and how I've shown just, a little bit of that when I've visited you in the studio and when we've just simply talked about it. And one of the videos that I really, really loved and really related to that I saw on your Instagram feed was when you talked about how a lot of creatives start with a sketch, but that's just not how you work. That well, I'll let you share. So how do you like to start your creative process?
yes, the creative process is not something so simple to explain because it's something that starts from inside. So it's not an image, specific shape or something like that, but is a sort of feeling, is my way to express myself. So like writing, I modeling wax. So I have found this method that for me is perfect because for me, sketch is something that block my flow from the head to the final piece. So I prefer is my ideal way is to model to work wax, and so there is a direct process from my mind to my hands, and I let flow what I need to express. So starting from a stone sometime, or starting from I don't know, a feeling, something that I have inside. So I need to see what I'm thinking, what I am. It's difficult, but I think that you can understand what I mean. So it's a very intimate process. But the beautiful thing is that then I can show to other people what a part of me. So this is the emotional part. And the beautiful thing is that people that buy my pieces often they speak about the energy that arrive to them from those pieces. And this for me is the most beautiful compliment that I can receive because it means that work. So that arrive, the flu arrive. So this is my process. More or less.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so
So
beautiful.
yeah. So
It,
sometimes starting from a stone that I like for the color, the shape, for something that is attractive for me. I try to be very respectful of that shape. So go behind the stone, but you can see also the work. So it's a balance between the two, my work and the stone. But I need to be very respectful. And I want, every time I work around a stone, I want to show how the beauty, how the beautiful stone is that one that I've chosen. And yes, yes, again, I want to communicate something that I am very excited about it.
Yeah, yeah. And there's actually one piece of yours that I'm borrowing. And I grabbed it when I was in Milan last, when I saw you a couple months ago. And I would love to hear a little bit more about not only your creative process, but like what you were thinking and feeling when you created this ring. And let me take it off my finger. As I understand it, this is 1 out of 10. Look at this
Yes.
ring. It is so unique. It is literally a wearable sculpture. And my husband lovingly calls it the Game of Thrones ring.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. So I would love to hear what you were thinking and feeling, because this is, when you look at a ring like this, you can feel, I think, all the emotion in
Mhm.
here, but I would love to hear what exactly you were thinking and feeling.
It's a sculpture. I mean, it's something that reminds to flower world. I think it's something that give the idea of the energy, because it's like an explosion of material, of
Mhm.
something that is a silver, so it's something rigid, because silver is rigid, but the final effect is there is a movement, there is a sort of tension inside. Then I put also the beautiful citrine with a very light tone, very bright, that give a sort of, again, something that is alive inside the silver. I have tried to find a balance to explore this kind of movement experiment in this ring. So it's very massive, but
Mhm.
with the stone that is so transparent, give something very delicate inside. So I don't know, it's something that works.
Yeah, it almost looks like all of this metal has given birth to this bright
Yes,
kind of
yes,
creature, like it's almost erupting from,
yes, yes, sure.
oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I meant this when I spoke about the tension and the movement. Yes, maybe the Vulcan, something that had this kind of movement, material movement, has
Yeah.
inspired me. Yeah.
So this is 1 of 10.
So 1 of 10, the first one that you have, and then now I have started to put inside the number like small series, 2 of 10, 3 of 10, 4 of 10.
Do they all have this the same stone? This is citrine, right?
Is a citrine, very light, very bright also, because the brightness is very important in this piece, because it's so materic. I wanted to have something very ethereal. So for the contrast.
You've like redone your website too, and I know you're in the process of it. It's always like it's always a process, improving it or whatever, but I know one of the changes that you're making with your website is that you want to be able to show, why your jewelry is so special, that it is one of a kind, the process and the work behind it. And so if you guys out there, for you guys watching, check out Luna's new site. It's really beautiful. It has like a simple grace to it, like her pieces. But there is a section here. If you go to the menu, there's a section called Maison, and there's like about and press. And if you scroll down the homepage,
there's a little section that says where light becomes matter. I'm sure all of this will change a little bit, but you can get some more information about, or even just see some pictures of Luna working, which is really cool. So I love this picture that you have over the bespoke section where you can book an appointment, where you have that I love New York lighter there. I love that picture, and you're working with wax.
So yeah, also I wanted to clarify also the fact that it's possible, and I'm very happy to have a Zoom call to speak closely about some process, some project. So it's very interesting also to have this kind of experience if you have in mind some special project that you want to discuss with me, or have some advice. Also, about something that is in the website, and you have any doubt, you want to discuss with me closely, because you need to see me and to better understand whatever you want. So this is a very important point that I want to communicate in the website, and I hope that calling you when you want to try and to start a conversation with me. Last week, I had a woman that came here and want to see for engagement ring. So we started from a stone, from a diamond that I had, and then we discussed about the diamond. And at the end, I have made in that moment the ring for her. So with wax, I have made the ring. And I have set the ring on her hand. And this, I think that this is a very, very particular experience, and let people better understand how is a couture work. For me, it's normal, it's natural to work in this way. And if people come, or also with a call, we can be closer and better understand everything, the process.
Wow, that's amazing. She must have had such a good time.
Yes, a lot. And they were so beautiful persons. So for me, it's a very, very, very good time with them.
Yeah, that's so special. So, you guys, it's the holiday season, of course.
Yeah.
Jewelry is a very popular gift to yourself, or if you want to put it onto your wish list. But if you use the code Michele10, you will get 10% off of anything that's ready to ship, because we are, really, really close to the holidays here. And because Luna's pieces are one of a kind, handmade, every single piece, it can take, 4 weeks, a little over 4 weeks or whatever. We'd be cutting it like way too close. We wouldn't be able to make it. So we wanted to extend this coupon code for ready to ship items. And there is going to be a ready to ship section on the website. So if you just go there, and of course, if you have any questions about the stuff, you can contact Luna, like she just said, and get 10% off any of these pieces. I think it's so wonderful. I'm so happy, Luna, that you're like putting more of the behind the scenes stuff out, into the world on social media. Because I think a lot of creatives are very secretive about their process. And, we're nosy, like we just want to see like what's going on and how artists work. I just think it's so phenomenal. So thank you for sharing.
It's also very interesting for me to work on this, and very different work from usual that I make.
Do you have any new pieces in the studio to share?
I have something that is still warm.
Oh,
I want to share you this beautiful citrine pendant. So this is a citrine in a drop shape, pear shape, with faceted, very beautiful quality. And it is in yellow gold, and has a carabiner as a, carabiner here, so that you can hang very easily in every chain. Another pendant with the pearls that you know I love. This is an Australian pearl that you can you see that is like a heart?
Oh yeah. It's like the shape of a heart.
Yes, it's
Oh,
incredible. And this
see
is
that?
in rose gold and Australian pearl,
Okay.
very big pearl, beautiful. And I have also the solitary ring with brown diamond
Oh wow.
and rose gold.
Oh wow. That diamond is stunning. Beautiful. Did you make that for someone or someone
Not
specific?
for, not for no. This
Oh,
is
okay.
I have bought this beautiful brown diamond, and I wanted to
Oh.
give to him a house.
So that's ready to ship.
Yeah, ready to
Already.
ship exactly. And then these beautiful earrings with the very big freshwater pearls, and they are in rose gold. And the size of the pearls is amazing.
Gorgeous. Would you say the tone of those pearls have like kind of a golden peach?
Golden peach, yes,
Oh,
golden
okay.
peach. So you can find this on the website, so you can see better maybe the color. You know the silver ring with the diamond
Mm-hmm.
plated in black. These are the ring that I have decided to call them upside down because they have the diamond
Uh-huh.
uh, set on the opposite. So you see the button is on top, and
Okay.
yes, I have put the diamond upside down. And
Oh,
it's
neat.
beautiful because yes, because I give a different volume.
Oh, that's so cool. And I don't know if you watch Stranger Things on Netflix.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
have the upside down world.
yes,
So that's
yes. Yeah, I put on the website every week something new, so you need to stay tuned so that you see all
okay.
the new things.
Yeah. So yeah, visit Luna's site often just to kind of check in on what is ready to ship.
This beautiful also pair of cashew pearls.
Ooh,
Can you see them?
yeah.
They are different. They are two small clouds. Sono molto
And I
belli.
love how you mounted them so that they kind of stick out.
Yes. So here
Beautiful.
the protagonist is the small pearl,
Mhm.
but it's also very elegant, very discreet, but particular.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Keshi pearls are very rare, aren't they?
Yes, so they are a particular kind of pearls that they don't have the nucleus.
Yeah, that's
So
why.
they are not round, but yes, a little bit. But it depends on the shape. Usually they are small, like this.
Yeah, and the caged pearl in here, this is a Keshi, right?
Yes, this is the Keshi, and this Tahitian, very dark and beautiful. And they have
Wow.
this
So,
strange shape that is not. It's like a stone. No, it's
yeah.
very irregular, but I
Yeah.
love for this reason. I love also to put them aside to the round, the perfect round, like in your bracelet, for example.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us today.
No,
It's
thank
always
you,
so
Michelle. It's been a pleasure as usual. Ciao.
ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that chat that I had with Luna. Sorry, Butters is over there. She's chewing on her toy. I didn't know what she was chewing on. I had to check. But I did just want to come on here and just mention it is the season. I don't want to get too corny. Butters, she's been going at this toy, just shredding it to bits. Anyway, I did just want to come on here and say, because it is the season, and I do think it is worth saying, and it's probably something I don't say enough on my channel, but
The things that I treasure the most in life have absolutely nothing to do with anything relating to money, monetary value, any of that. I talk about luxury items on my channel a lot. They're just things that I really, really enjoy. But, at the end of the day, they're not important. They're not important. What is important is things like Butters. Look at her. That poor toy. Oh, dear. My husband, my friends, my family, those are all the things that are worth anything to me. I do just want to say that, I speak on my channel under that assumption, and I know my viewers, I see your comments, and I know all of you agree with me. All of your priorities are aligned with mine. But I think it's worth just saying that again, that, the most important things in life really have nothing to do with money or things that are expensive. I just happen to really enjoy, luxury fashion and nice things. And I've had them, I've lost them, I've had them again. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that and close out today's Mishmas vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. God, I was hoping Butters would be on my lap. Usually when I sit on the couch, I put a blankie on me, I've got a blanket on. She usually comes running over, she wants to get in my lap, wherever the blanket is. Nope, she just wants to tear apart this toy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, you brought me your toy? Oh, okay. What do you want to do? What do you want to do with Billy? Want to say goodbye to everyone? Goodbye. Goodbye and good night.